observation 1207 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 15 Celsius. Dew point 03 Celsius. Altimeter 2990. Remarks. Density altitude 1,900.
Deer Valley Tower hours of operation are 6 a.m. local to 12 midnight local time. The common traffic advisory frequency is 118.4. Notice airmen. Taxiway Alpha, west of Taxiway Alpha 4 closed. Taxiway Alpha, between Taxiway Alpha 9er and Taxiway Alpha 4 closed until 1230 Zulu. Taxiway Alpha 9er, north of Taxiway Alpha closed. Taxiway Bravo 3 between Taxiway Bravo and Taxiway Alpha closed. Runway 7 left, 25 right closed. Ramp 9er closed until 1230 Zulu. Obstruction crane 0.27 nautical miles west of the approach in of runway 7 left, 1,529 feet, flagged and unlighted. For additional information, contact Phoenix Approach on 120.7.
Phoenix Deer Valley Municipal Airport. Automated weather observation 1208 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 14 Celsius. Dew point 03 Celsius. Altimeter 2990. Remarks. Density altitude 1,800.
Deer Valley traffic, Cessna 73626 at Romeo 5. We're going to be staying in the pattern for touch and goes, and we're going to be taxiing to runway 7 right. Deer Valley traffic. Deer Valley traffic, Cessna 73626, holding short 7 right. Deer Valley traffic. You'll hear some people say if there's anybody in the pattern, please advise, but sometimes they like us to do it, sometimes they don't. Okay. Deer Valley traffic, no response. 73626 taking the active runway 7 right, staying in the pattern for touch and goes. Deer Valley. Okay.
All right.
You betcha.
Lights, camera, we're good. Level. Oh. Checking instruments one last time. Everything green. Altimeter set.
White lights, we're on the red part, so we're before the threshold.
Okay.
Displaced threshold.
Full
Otherwise,
power.
we'd be in the dirt.
Okay. All right. Lights,
Okay.
camera, action, full power.
You bet.
Oh, my friction lock's a little high.
And just back slightly on the yoke. So there's not a lot of weight on that nose wheel.
Gotcha.
Airspeed is alive. We're looking for 60. And at 60 we can rotate. Okay, looking good. Just gently come back. Now I just put the nose over just a tiny bit, just like on our normal, just to build up the airspeed.
Okay.
Since we've ridded ourselves of friction. So 70 to 80 is the best rate of climb.
75.
And then when we're between 400 and 500 AGL, then that's a safe altitude to begin our turn.
Okay.
Oh, I got a little bit of bumps in the air. And we're about 700-800 foot per minute. That's pretty good. Okay, we are past the departure and we're at least 400. Now we're at 5. We can begin our turn. So just a little nose down, just slightly, keeping that ball in the center.
Okay.
And then we're halfway through the turn and just bring that nose back up a little bit. What we're doing is keeping that vertical component of lift on the up wing a little stronger, okay?
Gotcha.
So now we go level. We continue our climb. We're looking for 2,500.
Okay.
And I don't see any traffic. Deer Valley traffic, Cessna 626, right, crosswind, runway 7 right. We will be doing touch and goes, Deer Valley.
Is the pattern right on 101?
Yes.
Okay.
So you'd really talk more.
Okay.
And I announce where we are, each leg of the pattern.
Oh, this is so cool.
Okay, we're a little above it, so now come back to 2,100 RPM and level the nose. A little bit more. I usually say bottom of the green, but this one, then the tack might be a tiny bit off.
Okay.
So 2,100 is usually the lowest RPM that will maintain altitude. And you might even want to come back a little bit more so we can descend. We have to go down to 2,500. You see, the more higher we get, the harder it is to keep. Power management is the key to good landings.
Okay. That definitely makes sense.
Deer Valley traffic, Cessna 626, midfield right downwind, 7 right, touch and goes, Deer Valley. I don't mean to take over.
Oh, no,
just
please.
had my hand on there, so I kind of
Right.
grab it.
No, I understand.
Okay, so now we're midfield, so carburetor heat.
Okay, carb heat.
Uh-huh. And if we're in the white arc, which we are right on the edge, we can use 1 notch of flaps.
10 degrees going in.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay, and feel that little buck, see how it's more lift than drag? So don't let the nose get away, so we just put our nose back over.
Okay.
And let's try to keep it closer to 80 here on downwind. Then we're gonna be 70 on base, 70 on final, 65 short final. Okay, 2,500, looking good. And 45 degrees from the numbers this way, which is going to be about the stack. So a normal pattern, this distance out at the stack. We're going to start to turn 45 degrees, where those white markers are, 45 degree angle, okay? So now put the nose over and come back on the power to about maybe 1,500 RPM. See, when you pull back, your nose is going to go anyway.
Yeah.
So now we're going to be looking for 70, and we're really at 60, so we can put that nose down a little bit more. And 1,500 RPM. To see if you start giving yourself more power, you're going to go faster, and it's going to be harder to get down, okay?
Okay.
So.
We're at 70.
Okay. Come back now. Deer Valley traffic, 626 right base, 7 right. Touch and goes, Deer Valley. Okay, now come back maybe about 1,300. And it's not an absolute, but I try to do 500 here, 500 there. So when we're turning in a normal pattern, if we're about 2,000 in here, see, we're still a little bit high.
Gotcha.
Okay, let's come back to idle.
Okay, back to idle.
Deer Valley traffic, 626, final, 7 right, touch and goes, Deer Valley. Okay, see, we're kind of getting faster, so come all the way back to idle.
All the way back.
Now we'll become a glider.
Okay.
And I usually say runway is assured, which right now that means if we lost our engine, we could make the runway. So runway is assured, now we become a glider. So we don't want those numbers to move. Just keep them.
Gotcha.
Okay, I'll do another notch of flaps for us. Okay, aiming for the numbers. To idle. Okay, now around, level off and ground effect. Look like down at the end. Keep coming back, I'm helping you. Hear that stall horn? All right. Okay, we ceased flying. Okay, now just directional control, no brakes.
Okay, flaps.
Flaps, carb heat, and power.
Full power.
And I usually try to do carb heat first, because I'm moving back over, then back to my throttle. Okay, looking down, get over to the center line. Okay, looking for 60. And we can rotate.
Ah, that's so cool.
Okay, and this is our touch and go counter. That's number 1.
Looking for speed, then we can climb. That's so fun. Thank you, Jackie.
You betcha.
I could do these forever, but...
Well, we'll just see how things go.
Okay. I'm kind of being easy on the climb here this time.
Yeah, as long as you keep the airspeed between 70 and 80, we're good. Okay, we're not quite 400 feet yet, but see, we're gonna take a little longer.
Right.
Because when we did our touch and go, we were further down the runway before we took off. Okay, let's begin our turn.
Okay.
I don't like to go over that mountain.
Yeah.
So 4 to 500, still safe, balls in the center. Deer Valley traffic, Cessna 626, turning right, crosswind, runway 7 right, touch and goes, Deer Valley. I don't see any traffic.
This thing has a lot of climb rate. Like you can really be aggressive with the nose up.
Yes.
Like I'm not.
This airplane has always been that way. It is such a nice, performing plane.
I'm like scared to pull the nose up, and then I look and it's just like 80 no matter what I do. It's like, all right.
Okay, so now remember 50 feet prior to our altitude, we can then come back on the power to 2100, and that 50 feet we should then just kind of level off and be at 2500.
Okay, that makes sense now. I was just full
and
bore.
see if you can do it before you increase over 80. You've got it made. Okay.
Gotcha.
And then 80 is within the white arc. Okay, just level a little bit more.
I'm gonna use a little trim if that's okay.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. Deer Valley traffic 626, entering right downwind 7 right, touch and goes, Deer Valley.
This is fun. It's kind of like roller coaster coasting. You know how they pull you up on the.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. We're still just above the white arc.
Okay, so when we're midfield, which is about a beam at the tower,
okay,
we can use carburetor heat.
Okay.
And if you're in the white arc, 1 notch flaps, and the tower is right in line with 7th Avenue if you have a hard time finding the tower.
Okay.
Okay? And see how that 1 notch makes you want to buck up? So you just kind of anticipate it a little bit.
Okay.
Try to keep us at about 80.
I'm going to trim a little bit.
Sure, that's fine. And power as necessary. I mean, these are guidelines for RPM, but if you get into winds,
right,
or any kind of number of things, you're going to have to make minor adjustments. Okay, now we are beam the numbers. Now, I don't teach a beam the numbers. We start our descent or midfield. Some instructors do. To me, if you're flying this way, away from the runway, I'm not giving away altitude. Okay. And right here at the stack, if you can, imagine where the displace threshold is in numbers,
right,
45 degrees is going to be the stack.
So, right about now?
Yeah, that'll be good.
Okay.
So then you can come back on the throttle and push that nose over. And coming back on the throttle, we know, and let's make it about 1500 RPM.
That's right, you get some speed when you pull back and pitch down.
Yeah, but even if you didn't pitch down, when you pull back, the nose goes down anyway.
Right. Gotcha.
Okay, and we're a little high on the airspeed, so come back on the throttle some more.
Okay.
That's about 1300 maybe. And we are descending. I'm looking and I don't see any traffic. Deer Valley traffic, Cessna 626, right base, turning final, 7 right, touch and goes, Deer Valley. Okay, when we're wings level only, we'll put another notch flaps. I should have had us do it on base, but that's okay. Okay, we're a bit fast now. Just kind of back to idle, pull up that nose a little bit. I'll give us another notch of flaps.
Okay.
So, flaps are designed to help us
gotcha with the
descend without building up airspeed, okay? Now see, the numbers are moving up. Give us a touch of power. Okay. Adjusting. We don't want to have the wheels touch before that white line. We've got to be on the other side. Okay, back to idle. Runway is assured. Now we're a glider. Okay, so now we level off. Transfer your eyes way down at the end. Okay, keep coming back. Okay. Now, okay, flaps up, carburetor heat, and then power. So that's cleaning it up. I say clean it up. That means flaps and carb heat. Then you can do power.
Okay.
Airspeed is alive. We're looking for 60.
I got trim nose down a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I had too much trim down. I'm going to bring it back.
Okay.
Carb heat in, flaps up. Oh, this is really educational. Like, it really...
Yes, and if I remember to send those on landing things to you, I'll send you all 3 in 3 different places I got them from. So it shouldn't be any different, but you might look at them. And printing them off might be helpful to you also. Okay, there
Almost
we are
there.
at 400. Ball's in the center, so let's begin our turn. Deer Valley traffic, Cessna 626, turning right base, 7 right, Deer Valley.
Oh.
A little bit of left rudder, yep, okay, good catch, good catch. And I don't see any traffic. I can see the beacon over there for Scottsdale.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Okay?
That's that close?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's not very far away. I don't know if you saw our beacon driving over here.
Yeah. Ball in the center, just 50 feet above.
Okay. And see, if you do that, that really helps you keep your
I
power
see.
and your airspeed under control. And the more you can control your speed and your power management, you don't have to fight giving it more power.
Yeah.
Taking some away, putting that nose down, letting it, you're not fighting it, okay? So if you just kind of get in that little routine, you can have it made. Deer Valley traffic, Cessna 626. Entering right downwind, 7 right, touch and goes, Deer Valley.
I had way too much nose down trim on that to pull up before, so I got to realize that.
Okay.
That's what it was. I was like pulling back. I'm like, man, that trim is just crammed to the floor, or nose down.
Okay, so now we're a little over 80, and we're just out of the white arc. So let's come back, and I'll show you how to bleed a little bit of it off.
Okay.
Come back to our. It may be 18 or 19 for a moment. Let's pull up that nose. We're gonna bleed off airspeed. Okay, now just come right back over and give us a little tiny bit of power. We don't want to descend yet. Okay, midfield carburetor heat. And we're on the edge, 1 notch flaps. I'll try to have us do a 2nd notch on base.
Okay.
Okay. Try to keep it as close to 80 as we can.
Is that okay to use power like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just remember, power as necessary. Okay?
And is it normal to really fight the yoke like this? Like, it's...
I think we're getting some, I can feel some burbles in here.
Yeah.
And it can be the heat coming off of this freeway.
Okay. It's just
or
really...
we could have a little bit of disturbance yet from behind that cold front.
Okay. It's really, like, I could really muscle this.
Yeah, I feel that right now myself too. And I'm not touching it.
I'm really beating it, really.
Okay.
So we can exchange altitude.
Yeah, now let's come back on the power.
Okay.
And that'll make the nose go down. Now we never move flaps in the, especially Cessnas, in a turn because they're electric motors and you don't want more stress on one than the other, so we only do flaps when we're wings level. Okay, back on the power now, about 1500, maybe 13 or 14. We're wings level, do the 2nd notch. That'll help us descend without building up airspeed. We're at 70, perfect, looking good.
Okay.
There's our runway. I don't see any traffic.
Do I do one more after this one?
Oh yeah, no, we'll keep going. I think you're doing fine. Okay, let's begin our turn now, kind of leading. I don't see any traffic on the other side. There shouldn't be since that runway's probably open now, but. Deer Valley traffic, Cessna 626, right base turning final, 7 right, touch and goes, Deer Valley.
I'm just gonna give us, oh, no.
Okay, center line, back on the power a little bit more. Let's use third notch flaps, but I only do that when we know the runway's assured.
Okay.
Because if we had to do a go around, it's really hard to full flaps.
Right.
Okay, but you did the full flaps, that's fine. Now see how we're sinking but not building up airspeed?
Yeah.
And we're at a little less than 60, give us just a touch. Okay, aiming for those numbers. Okay, now idle, now we're a glider. So now we're in ground effects, so go level. Look way down at the end, keep coming back on that. Back, I'm helping you a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Okay, cleaner up.
Carpet in,
And
flaps up.
power. Little right rudder. Because when we're really slow, that's when we have really the strongest left turning. The more speed we pick up, and that left turning isn't as strong. And you can usually feel that by the time we lift off, our rudders are almost normal. I mean, even.
After like maybe 3 or 4 of these sessions, I'll get a good feeling for this. This is like...
Oh yeah, I love touch and goes.
Yeah, same. I'm going to bring her back just a little bit more, bleed some more airspeed off, but get some altitude so we can make that turn.
Yes.
Man, this thing just can climb. I just feel like...
And even when it's warm weather, this airplane's had a lot more power than a lot of 172s
Yeah,
I've
seriously.
flown.
Like...
It's got real good. Look at, we're at 1900.
Yeah.
I mean 1900, 900.
Right.
And we're at 1900 now on the altitude. So you can begin the turn if you want. So just a little tiny bit of nose down. Yeah, I feel some disturbance in here. And now that the sun's coming up, it might be starting, not immediately, but to warm enough of the air that if there's still a little bit of air disturbance from yesterday behind that cold front. Deer Valley traffic, Cessna 626 right crosswind, turning right downwind, 7 right, touch and goes, Deer Valley. And if you want to come back to 21, because we're getting a little above 80.
Oh yeah, that's right. I feel good about the altitude, then I'm way over speed.
Yeah, and see, that's the multitasking, you know, and after a while you're going to catch it bing, 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 one right after the other and adjust for it.
So when we're about to beam, that's carb heat?
Yes, uh-huh.
Okay.
So a beam the tower, which is midfield. Not every airport, the towers are at midfield, but most of them.
Gotcha.
A good share of them.
So at the bottom of the white,
Yes,
we're just a beam, about, just a little early.
Okay, we can do carb heat.
Okay.
And then we're right on the edge, so let's do first notch of flaps.
Okay. I guess I just got to be more aggressive with the plane.
Yeah,
like
that's
I'm just like, oh my car.
You know, yeah, we just have to get a feel of it, knowing what's good and what's bad. You don't want to jam it in and jerk it out, but you don't want to wimp it in and wimp it out.
I guess I just got to.
You just got to find that nice, you know, and like I say, the first time you catch airspeed off, make some adjustment. Nose up to bleed it, or back in the power. And we know back in the power will make us descend, or start our descent. Okay, we're almost at the stack, which is 45 degrees. Okay, so now we begin base, come back on the power first, and you can feel that nose going down already. You can see it on here.
Yeah.
Just because we've taken away that power.
Just trying to build a little airspeed.
Sure, and now we're wings level, so we're looking for 70 in here on base. Deer Valley traffic, Cessna 73626, right base, turning final, 7 right, touch and goes, Deer Valley.
We're at 70, we're at 20 degrees flaps.
Yes, okay, that's good.
Pitching for 70.
Okay, now let's come back some more on the power. And let's even try to come back to idle for a moment or two. If we have to give ourselves power, we're allowed to do that. And when we know if we lost the engine, that's when runway is assured. We overshot that one a little bit.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's okay. Then is when we can do that last notch of flaps. Since we don't have any wind, we're going to use 3. Okay.
Going in 30.
Okay, yeah,
Car
we
beats
could make it. We could make that pavement. Deer Valley traffic, Cessna 626, short final, 7 right, Deer Valley. Okay, aiming for those numbers, don't let them move up or down. That means we're right on our glide path. Okay, now back to idle for sure. Aiming for the numbers. Now we're just a nice safe distance. Okay, level off. Look down at the end. But more. Okay, did you hear the stall horn?
Yeah.
And we were close. We don't want the stall horn when we're 10 feet off the ground.
Okay. Cleaning up.
Cleaning up.
Full power.
And give her the power. Now we know we're going to need a little bit more right rudder because we're very slow, but then it's less and less and less as we're staying with that white line right underneath your seat. We're looking for 60 and up, and we can kind of come over a little bit in ground effect to build the airspeed up to 70. And then as soon as we're there, we can transfer that energy to our climb.
Yeah, it's neat. You can tell when you're kind of getting out of ground effect in this plane. It shimmies.
Yeah,
it does a like that,
yes.
And then you kind of feel it clean up, and then you're like, all right.
Yep.
That's neat.
Very good. Very good.
I'm easing the climb this time.
Okay.
Man, this is really stress-free, like good aviation education.
Nobody else out here that we're conflicting with in the tower, and other pilots not doing what they should. Yeah, I think we're going to get a little turbulence today. Not maybe you and I, but we can tell from just as that sun's coming up, it's changing the feel of the air. Deer Valley traffic, Cessna 626, turning right, crosswind, 7 right, Deer Valley.
This definitely gives a lot of feel for the airplane, like this kind of training right here.
Yes.
I'm still kind of babying it though. If I could do this like every other day, man, it would be like a couple weeks, I'd feel pretty solid.
Yeah, you'd be soloed in no time. Deer Valley traffic, Cessna 626, midfield, right downwind, 7 right, touch and goes, Deer Valley.
Car beats out.
Okay.
10 degrees.
See, you're already compensating for that little buck you know is going to be there.
That was always my favorite thing to do in flight simulators when the nose would buck up with flaps. I always loved, like, as smooth as I could get the transition to where you wouldn't even know flaps are coming out.
Yep,
yeah.
I
always liked that. They're still pitching for 80. We're a little below, so I'm going to cut up a little.
Have we really done 5? I guess we have.
Really?
Yes.
Oh. Now I'm getting good imagery or a good foundation for where to use flaps in a pattern. That's what I've always been like.
Most time we come in, we're straight in. So you don't get to practice a pattern here earlier in the day. Okay. And you're coming back nicely on the power. And when we're wings level, we can do another notch of flaps.
I'm waiting here just a second.
Okay.
Still pitch down level. 30. Or 20, sorry.
Deer Valley traffic, 626. Right base, runway 7 right, touch and goes, Deer Valley.
We're about 70 right now, 73.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, now we'll begin our turn.
What happens when the turn coordinator goes to the left when we're doing a turn like this? Like
You still step on the left.
okay, left. So
Yep.
it does
Always
feel a little
stepping on
washy.
the ball. Yeah.
Okay.
And you don't want the tail to lead on the inside, but you don't want it to lead on the outside, and that's why we step on the ball. Sometimes that tail will come out if we haven't got the right rudder pressure. So always trust it. Stepping on the ball. Out to the left, left rudder. Out to the right, right rudder.
30 going in.
Deer Valley traffic, 626, short final, 7 right, Deer Valley. Okay, back to idle. Runway's assured. Now we are a glider. Just come over it. Just tiny, tiny bit. Woo, bird.
Oh,
Okay, now we're almost a little past numbers on level off. Keep wings level, look down at the end. Little tiny bit of right rudder, keep that nose coming back, John. Even if you don't see the runway for a moment or two, that's okay.
one more maybe?
Yeah, sure. Clean her up. And power.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Whoop.
and try to keep your feet solid. Don't don't try to do this because then that tail's going
Yeah, yeah.
just as what's the positive pressure. Okay.
Good morning, Deer Valley traffic. Mooney 71901 uniform, taxiing via Alpha to Alpha 9er Deer Valley.
Man, this is super fun.
Isn't it?
Yeah. I knew it would be too. I was really excited at first, like nervous, but then I clicked one day. I'm like, man,
This is what it's all about.
yeah.
Takeoffs are optional, landings are mandatory.
Perfect. I'm just gonna pull back a little bit.
Deer Valley traffic, Cessna 73626, upwind 7 right, beginning crosswind turn, Deer Valley.
Deer Valley traffic, Mooney 7191 uniform, crossing runway 7 left at Alpha 9er Deer Valley.
Yeah, he's got to come over here to this side to take off because that one's not open yet. Beck, we'll just stay up here till the tower opens so you can hear them talking to us.
Okay.
This is pretty good that we get so many of them in on the first lesson.
Yeah.
But I don't really feel like you're tense and you're not hanging on and so tense that it's not smooth. You got a nice smoothness.
Oh,
so,
cool. I appreciate it, Jackie.
yeah. And that's what happens if I find I can't get somebody relaxed enough. By the time you're done, you're so hard and stiff and
Yeah.
you're tired and your muscles hurt and it's like, okay. But then the next time is usually fine.
Yeah, like I can't explain it. I just felt ready today.
All right.
Like,
Well, you've been thinking about it too.
yeah. Big time. It's just been, that's it. No matter what I'm doing, it's just like, okay, I see the runway. I see like the pattern.
Yes. Deer Valley traffic, Cessna 73626, just turning right downwind, 7 right for touch and goes, Deer Valley. I don't see that Mooney. Oh, now I do.
I think I'll make it mandatory 4 a.m. for these. This is really good.
Oh, he's gonna take off. Maybe the other one is open. I thought they said 12:30 Zulu. I see him over there in the run-up area, and it looks like he's staying over there.
RP. First notch flaps.
All
And
right.
we'll get plenty of, we'll get slowed down here, which is nice.
Deer Valley traffic, Cessna 73626, just past midfield, right downwind, touch and goes, Deer Valley.
Amazing how just a little bit of flaps will break you out of the wind like that. Just, you know, like,
Yeah, you really feel the drag.
yeah. We're a little below pattern, but we're kind of doing the descent thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull power a little bit. It's a little too much, I think.
Okay.
Deer Valley traffic, Saratoga 4301 November is 10 miles southeast. We're going to move her for a 45 entry for 7 right, 01 November.
10 miles.
Yeah, southeast. Deer Valley traffic, Cessna 73626, turning right, base 7 right. We're doing touch and goes. Deer Valley traffic, and we'll be looking for that Saratoga.
We'll be looking for you, 01 November.
Okay, now we can come back, so we're pretty high on the power.
That's right, that's what I'm...
So we want to look for 70. I don't see any traffic. Try not to pull up the nose when we're in a turn, okay? Because that can put us into a stall with that wing up, and we're too close to recover from a spin.
Understood.
Okay, now back on the power a little bit more. We can do a second notch, and then we'll do the third one.
We're on second already.
We are?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we are, okay.
I did it. I'm sorry, I didn't call it.
No, that's okay. I thought you did, because it felt different, and I quick looked, and it didn't look like I didn't have enough light on there. Okay, runway is assured. Back to idle. Last notch flaps. Now we're a glider.
We're on last notch.
Okay.
I kind of jumped the gun on you, Jack.
No, that's okay. You need to get the feel as long as we're wings level, and we can make the runway.
I like that, keeping the challenge of keeping the numbers.
Yes. Okay, now keep it level. Look down at the end now. Keep it back. Helping you. All right. See how you're controlling that sink?
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay to have that yoke all the way back. Okay, we can clean it up.
Okay. You want to do one more?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Directional control. Airspeed's live. We're looking for 60.
Oh. Yeah, sorry, I gave it a little too much right there because I was...
Yeah, that's okay. We got her. There's never going to be any two landings exactly alike.
That's a really smooth takeoff right now. Flaps up, okay,
I
good.
didn't do the last one. That's 8 of them. That's
Wow.
pretty darn good.
Wow. It feels only like the third one,
Yes.
honestly.
Well, we started the engine at 508, and we probably lifted off about 5:15. I usually look. But see, when there's nobody in the traffic and we can do a normal traffic pattern,
Yeah.
it's so nice. Sometimes you might only get 4 or 5 done.
Winnie 71901 uniform, taking off runway 7 right, and I have the Cessna upwind 7 right inside Deer Valley.
Deer Valley traffic, thank you. Cessna 626 upwind, turning right crosswind. And to the Mooney, which direction are you heading? Because there's that Saratoga coming in.
It's going to be a right crosswind departure to the south of Deer Valley traffic.
Okay, thanks. I'm still looking 626 for that Saratoga, and we'll be watching for you too, Deer Valley.
Deer Valley traffic, Saratoga 4301 November's midfield downwind 7 right.
I see him.
Deer Valley traffic 626, right crosswind 7 right. We have the Saratoga inside.
Cool.
So see how you're just kind of talking to them, and
Yeah.
I didn't know which way that Mooney was turning. He didn't say. So I want to know so I can be looking for him. And a Saratoga is a 6-passenger Piper, single.
Good morning, time 13000600 local time, Deer Valley Towers resuming Class Delta services. Information, Alpha's current wind calm, altimeter 292, runway 7 right, 7 left in use. Notices to airmen, taxiway Alpha closed west of taxiway Alpha 4, taxiway Alpha closed between Alpha 9 and ramp 4, taxiway Alpha 9 closed north of taxiway Alpha, taxiway Bravo 3 closed east of north of taxiway Bravo rather. Obstruction crane 0.27 nautical miles west of the approach on runway 7 left, 70 feet, AGL flagged, unlighted. Saratoga 01 November, runway 7 right, cleared to land.
cleared 7 right, 01 November.
Okay.
Hi, Sam.
626, number 2, follow the Saratoga, runway 7
Gotta make
right,
this
clear
one.
touch and go.
7 right, clear touch and go. We have Saratoga, thank you, 626. Did you want to
And
do
Mooney 901
touch and
uniform,
go, or
check
one
your
for you might make
transponder.
this a full
Maybe
stop?
make it a full stop.
Sure, we'll just change.
901 uniform, cycling the transponder.
Deer Valley Tower, Cessna 73626. This one will be a full stop, sir.
Cessna 626, number 2, runway 7 right, clear to land.
Number 2, 7 right, clear to land, 626. See, and you can change your mind. You know, I didn't ask you, but I knew I needed to
Okay.
respond.
I think this would be the best positive.
Uniform,
Like,
line,
I feel great,
transponder,
and I
Pierce,
feel like
indicating
And we'll have
600 feet, frequency change to Phoenix.
9 of them.
Good morning.
901 uniform, thank you. 2600 is correct, and you have a good morning as well. 901 uniform.
Okay, Saratoga's on the ground. But we still keep flying. I could just
Deer
see
Valley
him.
Tower, helicopter news 20 at Heli Inc. for east departure with Alpha.
Just trying to vouch. Good morning. Departure from Hell Inc. Pilots on risk eastbound approved.
Eastbound approved for news 20.
Saratoga 01 November. Contact ground point 8. Good day.
Ground point 8, 01 November.
Okay, now see, we don't call out anything. When the tower's there, we don't have to announce where we're at. They know, okay? Once in a great while, if I'm not sure that they know, I will just say 626 midfield, because I haven't gotten any instructions or something, just to remind them. Look at how that sun's coming up, and it's,
yeah.
when that light's there, it's almost hard to see the runway. You know, when the wing was level, but now we got the shadow, and it's pretty easy to see. Okay, little tiny bit of left rudder. Stepping on that ball. And I know when you're turning right, you always want to use that right rudder, but it doesn't always work.
Fast notch flaps.
Okay, we can come back to probably idle. To see we're high, got 2 white lights. Okay, so now back to idle, for sure. Yeah, see how we're flying it down, back on the nose, keep coming back. Come and hold it back. All right, John. Now, back on that yoke, just gently on the brakes.
626, turn right, Charlie 6, contact ground point 8. Good day.
Charlie 6, 626. See, we want to keep the weight off of that
Yeah.
nose wheel.
I was fighting with the rudder pretty good, and it still was going left pretty hard.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you doing? Oh, like the airplane was.
Way to go, John. Good job.
Awesome. Thank you, Jackie.
You bet.